What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so now we are starting to add more accessories to the vehicle. So the first accessory that we added was a 20-inch LED light bar on that rough country bull bar. Now it's not going to be the only light that's going to be on this truck. There's going to actually eventually going to be a lot more, and we are going to need a second battery. Now one of the main reasons why I want a second battery on the Yukon is that I don't want all that power being drained from the main battery, and then after when I want to go start the vehicle I can't because the battery is flatlined. Having two batteries is beneficial for this, so that we only need to drain the one battery, and then the second battery, the main battery or the starter battery, is going to be for starting the vehicle and running the vehicle. All the other accessories is going to be running with the accessory batteries. Now I already did something very similar to this, and that was actually with my boat, and I'm telling you, man, it makes a world of a difference, and the relief and the weight, the worries that come off of your shoulders is really amazing. Now I kind of lucked out. There was already a second battery tray in the engine compartment, so I'm taking advantage of it. This is the battery that I'm going to be using. It's a Duracell red top. Already installed it. The main battery is just actually right there. Then we have the alternator over here. The one thing I did buy was the battery tie down, this black piece right here off of Amazon. Didn't come with the bolt, so I had to run over to my hardware store and grab a matching bolt. So the idea is I'm going to put the relay over here and then put the breaker just over here. I got the 200 amp relay installed. It's actually in there nice and sturdy. It's level with the battery. This is all positive wire anyway, so run from there to the battery to the positive terminal. I am gonna put a fuse, maybe another breaker in there. Then the negative post, I'm gonna have to find a spot to ground the battery somewhere. I'll run the wire all the way around to right here. This is a ground cable from the motor to the body. So I can probably do that once I get my lugs. I'll start wiring everything up. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go from the alternator right here, run it inside there or along it, come up over here, go back in there, around this box, along the side into the breaker into the relay into the positive terminal. So as you can see, we got some battery terminals over here. We have two 4-gauge wire inputs and then a couple of these smaller inputs. I'm not exactly sure. I have a huge 200 amp fuse, so it's okay. Went with that. Bought a couple of extra fuses. All right, so I have everything set up. What I need to do now is just run some cables and make some fittings. All right, so now that we ran the wires pretty much where we want to go, I'm gonna go ahead, pull everything back off, all because of this area right here. The wire protector, I'm going to use some heat shrink tubing just to kind of hold it, because right now it's frailing and it's moving around. So I'm going to throw some heat shrink tubing from this point and on top of the braided wire protector, and that should hold it from moving around. Another thing is this main wire over here, I'm going to have to reroute it to go underneath the box. That's because this right here, when it goes down into the hole, it was actually pushing all the wires down, which is not a good thing, especially for a positive wire. I do not want anything metal that might cut this this positive wire, because it'll cause a short or blow my alternator or blow a fuse or something. Alright, so it happened to the best of us. I actually forgot to press record. Okay, so here's the braided line. Here's the shrink tubing. I actually fed the shrink tubing, shoved the braided line inside the shrink tubing, passed the shrink tubing back, so that way the frail end is actually open. Then I push the shrink tubing back up forward, so that way it holds the braided line properly. Squeeze it really tight, and then with my torch, I shrank the tubing. Then I did the same thing for the other side. So now everything is nice and tight. I'm not gonna have to worry about the braided line over here coming undone, because as you can see, the shrink wrap is doing an awesome job holding it together. All right, so now time to put it back. All right, so we're coming off the alternator, going underneath that box, coming out right there, coming out of the breaker, right into here. Yes, I know that these are black, and it's something that I need to address. When I get a chance, I'll order some red ones and I'll replace these. But anyway, so coming out of the breaker right into the battery separator. So from the battery separator to a 200 amp fuse coming right into the positive terminal. The negative is actually comes out, goes straight underneath the battery separator along the wall and right there. I gotta get some shrink wrap to shrink wrap that to make it look nice. Okay, so the wire right there is tucked off to the side. So when the hood comes down to close, that arm can go straight down and it's not going to be hitting anything. So for now, this is that harness that I have for the LED light bar. I'm just going to tuck it in over here to the side, and I'm going to wire it directly straight to the light. When I get my fuse, my relay box, I got to find a place to mount it. I'll be running all my lights and wires into that relay box. I want to show you where I tapped in for this positive area. So the way I have this set up is, so when I turn the key on, this actually activates the battery separator. For this 2007 GMC Yukon, I tapped in to number 4 engine. It's a 15 amp right there, which is right here. Now I did test this with a voltage regulator or voltage meter. So when the key is off, it's at 0. When the key is on, it's at 12 volts. So went ahead, put in one of these wire tap-ins, and so ran that there, crimped it, and that's running into right here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up, think about subscribing, and also remember to hit the bell icon to get the post notifications of whenever new videos come up. Until the next time, stay safe. Maybe I'll see you out there.